Okay, welcome to part two. Now, that video is 40 minutes long. I broke it in. I think it will be 3 videos. It was on the very same day because everything happened all at once, right? GitHub got hacked, Microsoft got hacked, just supply chain hacks all over the place. So let's get to it. Let's move on. Let's move on because I have an amazing news. And the news is, we are sharing additional details regarding our investigation into an unauthorized access to GitHub and internal repositories. Keep a note of something here. GitHub used to have a bug bounty, and I think it's still up. You can have VM that you can use to do some of that analysis. So to some extent, some of the stuff that you're about to see, GitHub wise, the source code of GitHub, if that bounty is still up, it's not much of a it's not much of a interesting thing. Actually, on that note, before we go on, there's a fun fact: Microsoft and GitHub decided to add a few things onto the GitHub. Notice if you have code on GitHub, take a look at the email. You probably got an email a few weeks ago saying that your code will be used to train AI unless you say so. You need to just go on there, and if you don't want for your code to be used to train AI and then be charged to use AI afterwards, in my world, that's called stealing or piracy. Not that I never pirated anything, but when everyone else does it is a crime. When they do it is of public interest. I don't agree with that crap. So you need to disable that thing or do what I do. I just run your local GitHub. It's very easy. I'm going to do a video on it pretty soon. On it. Probably is going to be after the inbound DNS video that I still need to edit in the final editing of it. Okay, so yesterday we detected and contained. Contained is a bold word. We'll see why I'm saying this in a minute. Contained a compromise of an employee device involving VS Code extension. Now, this extension was on the VS Code market. Okay, with vibe coding, these platforms and people gave Apple a bit of a hard time when they banned vibe coded applications. Here's why. If you have a flood of applications going in, vibe coded, you're going to have shitstorm. Okay. A lot of them will be basically crap, useless, full of bugs, or someone just trying to get around it, and the other half might be actually be vulnerable. Now, if you have a flood of applications, it will compromise the ability of someone to scrutinize those, right? The chances of missing something are significant. You can almost make a case for certainty at that point. So, I argue that this is a tough spot. Okay, but if you're using VS Code and you get pwned, it's on you. Okay, good old Vim never failed. Okay, especially if you keep track of what the hell are you running. And I'm not a NeoVim proponent. I have the plain old Vim or VI in a few cases. And if you keep track of the code that you're running, you're loading into those, you're pretty safe. Okay, VS Code is not a good idea. It was never a good idea, and I keep saying this. Having desktop applications built on top of JavaScript is not a good idea. Okay, web-based applications are a compromise, are a nice to have, something that happened to work. Okay, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's the best thing of it all. It's cheesy as hell. It's plagued with bugs in conditions that shoots every single company any other time, any other week. Having that onto the desktop out of the sandbox, it's not a good idea. Okay, so it is flexible, but VS Code is horrible. Okay, just find something else. Okay, find something else. VI, TextMate, whatever. Even Sublime uses Python, and Python was hacked as well. So I don't go there. Okay, just either use a plain editor, Emacs. Just go for Emacs. Anything other than JavaScript based crap. Okay. Start and keep in mind, I use Obsidian, which is JavaScript based. Yeah. So isolated began an incident and began an incident response immediately. Okay. Why contained is a bold word. Okay. Now, if you don't know why I'm saying this, is because they're saying that it has around 40,000 plus private code there. This is not a ransom. They basically are just, this is basically the last. And you have here the advertiser host doing well. You have a bunch of tar files here. May 18. That is interesting. May 18. May 18. Oh, they waited a few days until they made a post. All right. They were waiting. Okay, so NPM takes this here, and researchers detected NPM packages stolen secrets over 2,200 GitHub public repositories. Jesus. Since February has been an ongoing automated attacks on GitHub with a Cloud Code and Port AI bot posing as security researcher. The bot launched an unprecedented hacking spree, compromising major repositories belonging to Microsoft, Datalog, Aqua Security, and don't miss the latest stories on the Google News as well. The source code on GitHub with resource stores Visual Studio Code task automation to execute it. So basically, I skipped a few lines here. Multi-stage infection, crypto wallets, execution keylog. Okay, so this is basically a whole front-end campaign, and leveraging bots to do this sort of work is no surprise. Okay, you can just let it loose, and once you have a streamlined process like this, it becomes really easy, especially because Copilot is everywhere now. When you do a solution, right? When you create a product like that, you need to be aware of the fact. You need to be aware of the risks. Now, Microsoft basically ignored those, and not just that is not your spec. It's basically a given fact. Okay, they ignored all the risks when they made everything Copilot, because AI is not production ready, not feature, not security wise, not technology wise, because you cannot call something production ready when you have something that needs 700 watts of power to run, and you need thousands of those. And you can't even compare it with cloud computing, because cloud computing is a completely different beast. You need one machine with a huge number of cores, and that will house a number of hosts, a number of machines, which is probably going to sit a lot of tenants inside a single board. For AI, you need, even for your own queries, you need a huge amount of VRAM and GPU to do anything, to get it started, just to get the model to load, let alone opening up with the load of having a bunch of people generating cat images and so on. So it's not there. It's really not there. Stay frosty. Keep track of your dependencies. Check actually rotate all the keys at this point. And I'll see you in the next one. I hope the next one will be the Unbound.